Hi guys, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the volume of prisms, more specifically trapezoids and regular polygons. Hey, so if you look at this pink little star right here, the shape that continues, if I draw it in, and it doesn't look pretty anymore, but the star repeats going backwards. In order to figure out the volume of this star, we'd have to, or this star prism, we'd have to find the area of the star and then times it by how many times does it repeat going back. The same thing applies with these regular polygons or trapezoids. So we have to understand that we have to find the area of the trapezoid and how many times it repeats. So for example, for this problem number 1, we have this front polygon right here. I could draw it out right here. I could draw it. I'd be like, all right, here's my polygon. It's 6 yards. The height of it from here to here, it says it's 4.6 yards. And then the top one is 10 yards. So this shape repeats going backwards a certain amount of times. And we just want to figure out what is that. So basically what we're going to have to do is figure out what is this area right here. What is this? All of this on the front. And then how many times does it repeat? Looking at this, it's 8 yards. So what we have to do, the volume is always going to be the same. The volume is equal to the area of the base times how many times it repeats. So let's pause right now. All right, guys. Welcome, and make sure that you put your first and last name as well as your period number. So now let's jump back into here. So the area of a trapezoid is at the top. I'm going to put a little star next to it. The area is half of the two bases added together, or the average of the two bases. So if the first base is 10, so we're going to write this out. The volume is equal to 10 yard plus 6 yard divided by 2, and then times the height, which is 4.6. But wait, there's more. That's the area of a trapezoid. The prism is that times, and it repeats 8 yards times. So let's hold up and get a calculator and get the answer. All right. So I'm going to slowly solve this. If I do 10 plus 6, that's going to be 16 yards. Divide by 2 times 4.6 yards. And that's the area of the trapezoid times 8 yards. So I'm going to get 8 times. I'm going to do these 3 steps. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Now if I multiply 8 by 4.6, I'm going to get 36.8 yards squared times 8 yards. And if I was to multiply these, I'd multiply the numbers and the unit of measurement. Since there is 2 yards here and 1 yards there, it's now going to become cubic yards, or yards cubed. And the volume of this object, this trapezoidal prism, is going to be 294.4 yards cubed. So once again, here's the formula. The volume is equal to 1/2 times the two bases together, base 1 plus base 2, and then you're going to times it the height of the trapezoid, and then multiply the whole thing by the how many times does it repeat. Like this part right here. This part. How far is that? And if we look at it, it'd be 6 inches. Alright guys, let's go on to the next part. In 3, 2, 1. Alright, so remember, every single one of these is going to be the same. The volume is equal to the area of the base times how many times it repeats. But we have to figure out what that is. So these are all regular polygons. Each of these interior angles are going to be congruent with each other. And each of these sides are going to be congruent with each other. So the area of a regular polygon is n times s times a, where n is the number of sides, and s is the side length, and a is the apothem, or right here, this thing right here. It's from the side to the center of the regular two-dimensional shape. So let's figure this out. This guy, this pentagon, repeats from the top to the bottom right here. So we have to figure out what is he. And how many times does it repeat? 9 kilometers. So I'm going to write this right now. This repeats 9 km times. Well, what's this b? Well, this b is going to be n times s. Well, n. Well, how many sides does this have? It has 5. It's a pentagon. The shape that repeats is going to be 5. And then what's the s? What's the side length? Well, it's 11. We see that right here, 11. And what's the apothem? 7.6. And then what do we have to do? Divide by 2. That's it. So now we just use our handy dandy calculator to solve for b. And then, after that, times it by 9. So let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna do a little extra step on this. 5 times 11 is 55. 7.6 divided by 2 is going to be 3.8. And then we have 9 km. So we have this. But wait, there's more. Technically, it was 11 km and 7.6 km. So there's still km's right there. So if I was to multiply each of these km's, how many km's do we see, guys? 3, so it's going to be cubic kilometers, or kilometers cubed. And now what we have to do is, if we're doing, oh, that's not 57, that should be 55, because 5 times 11 is 55. Now we have to multiply, literally just multiply 55 by 3.8 times 9. And we get 1,881. Now I'm gonna do a little check just to see. 5 times 11, so I'm plugging in this calculator in, times 7.6 divided by 2, and then times 9. Yep, I get the same result. Calculator's your friend, guys. Don't worry about it. Just use it. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. Bye.